for You by Olivia Rodrigo.
Yeah, would not get that. I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, you
No,
guys
me
don't
neither.
listen to the radio. That's fine.
It's a radio.
Anyways, the radio. Anyways, welcome. If you're joining us on the live or the podcast listening view of this, it's just me, Alex, here today with my good friends, Stephanie Ramsahai, which we all know,
Hello.
and
I'm
then we got
back.
yes, back like black. Wait, what? Okay.
Yes,
I'm just gonna
exactly.
ignore that happened. And our very, very good friend, Ronnie Leblanc, who's his first
Hello.
time on the podcast.
Hello.
Yay, Ronnie.
Ronnie.
Me.
So it is you. You know what you saying that because I said Mario in the chat earlier. It's a me and
Mhm.
Mario. I learned today that Mario is his last name. And then it's a me, Itusme, is his first name. Because like it's Japanese, right? So it's like it's a me and Mario.
That
His name is Itsumi Amadio.
Yeah, that's exactly. I just learned that.
that can't be right.
It is. I'm pretty sure it is.
I don't know. But just that.
But okay, yeah. So like he's Italian. So he's Italian Japanese then? Is that how that works? Like
I would
because
assume, I don't know. I could be completely wrong, but apparently, so that I guess if you look at Japanese, that would be it. But his real name, according to the internet, is Mario.
Yes. That's what we
So-
learned in the Super Mario Bros. Movie from 1990, whatever. 2, 4. I can't remember.
the one with John Leguizamo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awful
Arguably
movie.
the best movie of all time.
Well,
Just saying.
The best Mario movie of all time.
yeah, it's the best Mario movie maybe of all time. Definitely not the best movie of all time. That's for sure. What else is out there about Mario? Oh, big Mario news. Guess what comes out this week? Anyone?
No idea.
Mario Party Superstars.
Yeah, okay, so what is it?
Oh.
I've seen that pop up. Is it just like a mishmash of all the Marios right now, or like of the previous Mario parties, or
Yeah, so I don't think there's anything new about it, but it's definitely a way like it's bringing about a lot of the old like 64 levels, and the one is really focused about playing online. So like it's the full game online with your friends. Because I know in the last one,
Okay.
Steph would know better than I, but in the last one you couldn't really play the full game online. You could only play the mini games, I think. Is that right?
Yeah, up until very recently, I believe it was just mini games. I haven't actually tried to play online in quite a while, but I feel like they changed that and made it so you could play the full game online with the current version of the game, but I could be wrong about that. I'm not sure. I feel like it did happen because I was pretty excited about it and then never did anything about it. So
yeah, that
classic.
prevented me from buying it the first time when it came out because I was like, if I can only do mini games with friends and not play the board game, like the whole point of that game is playing the board game, getting angry, and quitting halfway through. Like that's how you play Mario Party.
And they released it during a global pandemic when we weren't supposed to hang out physically with people, and that would have been the absolute perfect game to release for online play, and they didn't until like a year after the pandemic started.
Yeah, Nintendo,
ridiculous.
They don't really get the whole online thing, like to a degree. Like they've been getting slightly better at over the years, but they've struggled pretty hard for a while at how online should work compared to other things, right?
Yeah, it's never been like Nintendo's never been a great thing with that. Like especially like even playing Mario Party or not Mario Party, I never played it, but Mario Kart and Mario Golf, I guess, is the only two games really I've played online.
True.
We tend to like get kicked out very often if somebody's internet is just not strong enough, or you know, and I find that very frustrating because like even like I don't play a lot of online multiplayer games, but like when I play on the PS5, nothing ever really happens. You know, it's rare that you get kicked out anymore. I know a lot of those games are got a lot more money, but you would think they wouldn't have a lot more money behind it, but like they do, like Call of Duty and all those guys. But it's weird. So every time it's always annoying too. Like you're in the middle of your fucking best game on Mario Golf, and then all of a sudden you're kicked out, or your worst game, depending on who you are, I guess.
Or your stupid Joy-Con disconnects for no reason.
Yeah,
that's extra annoying.
It's so weird. I don't like it, but we all should get it this weekend or at some point in your lives.
Yes,
and we should play it and ruin our friendships because that's what Mario Party is all about.
It's the video game edition of Monopoly, essentially, right? Like
basically, yeah. And I just go around stealing stars on purpose. I don't try to earn my own stars because where's the fun in that? And then you just go steal other people's star and ruin their lives because why not?
yeah, if they
And
fix
I
that core problem of not being able to play with your friends properly, like that's a big one for me. Like I would definitely pick it up at that point. So
Yeah. So yeah, I definitely want to get it, and we'll definitely have to do a big group game because I'm sure all of us can play it. There's going to be I don't know how many people can play the game at once. I think only probably 4. I know most Mario games kind of limit it that way, except for Mario Kart. But I know in Mario Golf only 4 people can play at a time, which is generally what you do in golf. So hopefully you can play more in Mario Party, but that could take forever if there's like 10 people playing.
they should
I would
do
guess.
like a really big game mode in Mario Golf. Like throw in like 100 people into the same game and just let them go to town and just completely race to the end and see who the hell can win.
But you can only play the like rush version of it.
Yeah,
because
like
otherwise
100
it would
people
take
rush.
17 years.
Yeah, no no normal golf mode. You'd be waiting for forever. But then they should do like an elimination thing. Like how have they not done that yet? Like every game has, obviously like a battle royale type thing these days because that's the thing still in this day and age. But like imagine that with Mario Golf Rush mode with like 100 people just
Oh my
stomping each
gosh.
other all the way to the end.
It would be
I would
insane.
kill myself. Well, I wouldn't kill myself. Like, I guess that was the wrong words. But I have enough problems. Like, this is why I don't play Super Smash Bros. Because like sometimes there's like 30 of you playing at once, and it's just like
I can't even follow what's happening. Yeah,
it's the most confusing thing in the world. I know you love it, Ronnie, but I can't get that game at all, and I make fun of Matt every time he tries to get me to play it. So.
I was literally playing it like up until the point that you sent me the link to join this. I sat down at my desk and played like 7 or 8 different fights back to back just because I was like, I got 40 minutes to kill. What am I gonna do? Smash Bros.
Fair enough. Well, I appreciate you all coming on this week, especially right now because we're missing Survivor.
Yes,
a new episode of Survivor that's airing right now on television in this part of the world.
In real time.
And I don't really get to talk about it that much because Matt doesn't watch it, so it's like a whole thing. So I still talk about it because it's Survivor.
So for the next hour and a half, we'll be discussing this season of Survivor, because none of us really get to talk. Well, I guess Ronnie, you probably get to talk about it quite a bit with Megan, but no one I talk to regularly cares about it. I don't see.
I get to talk about it at work a little bit. Yeah,
here we go.
There we go.
True.
Survivor. So last week.
Sorry, go ahead. Anytime I bring it up, people say that show's still on, and I say yes, absolutely it is. It's still going.
It's still going. It's still rocking, and it's still great.
Hell yeah.
So, anyways, this last week, what happened? We lost. It was finally although the immunity awards, the hidden immunity is live. And everyone can use them finally because what's his face?
Nazim or whatever.
Nazeem.
Hey, Ronnie, you got the thing up.
Nasir.
Wow, we're horrible human beings. He found it. It was the funniest thing to watch him find it. He was just so happy.
Oh,
it's so erratic.
It was just so enjoyable. Like just his whole expression the entire time was just like, it was like you could see it was like the young person in him that had been watching the show for so long finally hit one of those like life goals, and he was just like, yes.
Yeah, and then the way he said his phrase, which was I can't even remember, something about a goat, wasn't it? No. I can't remember what his phrase was.
I thought it was about a goat also, so I don't know.
It was definitely a goat. It was... What was
I'm so confused. I think why are we talking about goats or something like that? I don't know. But he was just the way he said it was so awkwardly cringy. It was so funny just because he was trying to make it look like he was delirious, obviously, which is the way you were supposed to do it because that was the way it went. But if anyone knew about it,
there's any other way to do it, really. Like
no, but he stopped Jeff mid-sentence, which I would have never done.
Yeah.
Granted, but because like now everyone who knows about the challenge at all, or about the immunity challenge, knows that he has it now, right? So that's why it's so. But he's not losing, so it doesn't matter. I guess
a lot of people are like mad about the amount of like every season. This is an argument lately that it's like, oh, there's too many advantages, blah blah blah. But like every advantage right now has had like everybody knows about every advantage pretty much. Like the only tribe that really doesn't know about them, I think, is Nasir's tribe.
Yeah, like, because they never have to fight for anything.
Yeah,
right? And so, which is great. I enjoy advantages, and like that's why I would always that's what bothered me so much in the last few episodes is that blue team never gets any screen time, which is fine because they're always winning, but they're never looking for it. It just seems like they don't care about the hidden immunity idol. Nobody seems to care, not even on the green tribe. It took a few episodes for them to start looking for it, and then of course the first person to find it, Brad, gets kicked right off, so that's funny.
Brad the wild card. Like I don't think anybody expected him to be as batshit crazy as he was in the first like I think 1 or 2 episodes. He was just like I thought he was gonna be some like just calm, collected, pretty chill
cool
farmer
rancher
guy.
Yeah.
No,
but then he just fucking tries to burn everything to the ground in the first.
Yeah, running across the beach to hide in the trees and then runs back to beat them still. Like,
oh my god, so funny.
Yeah, that was actually I love the editing on that, by the way. Him running to the trees, hiding, telling everybody what he's doing, and booking it back. Like it was so well done. It was like bringing it back to Tony almost. You know, like just the ridiculous level of him, but not quite as ridiculous because he didn't make the llama noise. But
yeah, it's been good so far. And I was so mad. Because I hate Shan so much. Because she screwed me over twice now. Yet, well, I guess really just the once. But pretty much she screwed me over twice, it feels like. And then they try to make me feel bad for her with her story with her mom. And I was like, you bastards. But of course, they bring the other colored chick with her. And it's a whole thing, which I get. I mean, whatever. 2021. Don't know what that has to do with anything. But
there's a lot of there's a lot of it seems very strategic, basically. A lot of that stuff, which is like you said, it's obviously fine, but it seems really obvious too.
We'll see what happens. And this quote unquote maybe merge, what's gonna happen? I don't know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be crazy. I don't think it's gonna be a merge. I think they're gonna just split them back up to 2 tribes, or maybe they're gonna even out the 3 tribes again, and then they're back to 3 tribes, but like even them out. Because there's how many there's 3
in one of the tribes, right?
I think there's 12 players left, right? Because there's one that's got the full 6 still, because Blue's never been. And one's got 4, and one has 2 now. So I think that would make sense, right? 12? Yeah. That's math, right?
I think something like that. Yeah.
Don't make me think that hard.
Yeah, I know. They said we'd never have calculators all the time, and who knew they were wrong? Because I've been doing a lot of math costing for a menu, and it's just I have 4 calculators going once because I have 3 different computers working on it, and I'm like,
when you say 4 calculators, you mean like your left hand, your right hand, your left foot, and your right foot?
Yeah. Well, I got my phone. I'll have it on my actual computer. I'll have it on the one computer at work, and then we have 2 computers at work. We have one for just basic computer stuff, and then the one for the system for the POS. And then so they both have calculators on. They're all different calculators. One's shows you what you've already done, but one only shows you the answer to this. It's a whole thing. So I have to need them all, right? Because then I'm like, okay, I need this number, but I need this number, and I need that number, and I got to multiply, divide, all that fun stuff. So
Alex was just jacking into the matrix just to be able to do simple work math.
Exactly.
I think on your regular computer, you can just open the calculator multiple times.
Oh, well, see, so here's the thing. So I have that. But then I have 10,000 because I use conversions, right? Because I got to make milliliters into ounces and cups into.
Oh yeah, that's annoying.
All that stuff. So I have all that open through the search bar because I use a Mac, and that just opens a new Safari tab. And then I got my computer one, my phone one, which is what does the final part of it. And then it's got a whole system, and probably a lot. And I use Excel, so like Excel could do the work for me, but I don't want to do that.
So now you just need one to count how many people are left in Survivor.
Exactly. And the worst part is our TV fantasy league. We didn't really think this through. We should have got a 6th player, but well, it doesn't really matter because I guarantee that 6th player is going to win. That's those 3 characters we didn't pick is probably going to win.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a breakdown of like who didn't get picked and how many points we lost this season due to not picking these people. Because like Shan right now would have probably carried any of us, like any of us, to the win easily.
Oh yeah,
I love
she's
that
probably
none of
gonna
us
win.
have her. Oh, she's probably gonna win. Yeah,
unless Richard, I think that's how you say his name.
Ricard. I think it's Ricard.
Ricard, yeah.
I hope he gets smart because I have him and votes her out and steals the fucking advantage that she has. Like, I loved in this last episode, she was getting so mad that he wouldn't give it back to her, even though it's exactly what she did to JD and voted JD out.
I know.
Like, so why wouldn't she? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
That might have been the deal breaker in her game.
Totally,
I think, is not getting rid of him. Like, I think that
that's absolutely what happened. Yeah,
that was definitely her. Like, I think that little bit of like empathy that she's finally like showed in the game, because she's been playing pretty cutthroat, and I think that was like one of those faults where she was like, I'm making like a friendship type move, not a loyalty move, not a strategic move, and he was, you could tell that he was getting agitated that she was getting credit for moves that he thought were his.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way he's going to be like on her side when shit flips. Like,
no, absolutely
it
not.
Doesn't make sense for him to, right? He's already pointed out that she's getting credit for it. So like, why would you let her keep getting credit? So
yeah, if they break up, she's gone. Because I think wherever he goes, he's gonna tell whomever, if they're on the same tribe, obviously. But because that's the only way it's gonna end. Like,
yeah, if they split onto 2 of the other tribes and they're separated because of just the numbers at this point, like the second, if they don't get out by the time they remerge up, if they're separated, like like everybody knows about what she has, unless he says, you know what, it's one of those people where I'm safe because I know everything she has and she knows what I have. Like, we could use that to get back in the game together, but I highly doubt that. I think they're both playing strategic games to the point that they're willing to like kill each other off in the game, no problem.
Oh yeah.
It's just
I don't get I get alliances. Obviously, like you have to build a few here and there, but I would just cutthroat everyone.
Yeah, you'd do the Russell Hands move and then make it never win a season ever because
nobody liked me because I just kept betraying everyone. But I'd get that runner-up money somehow.
Yeah.
It may not be $1 million, but I'll take 100,000, whatever.
That highly taxable American money.
Yeah, I don't know. See, that's the thing. So, like, I have Eliza. I think that's her name.
It's Erica, by the way.
Eliza, Erica, same thing. And her and Shan are both from Canada. One's from Toronto, but they're both technically from Toronto, they say. But one says she's from Niagara Falls, and the other one says she's from Toronto. But I think they both live in Toronto now. Anyways, I've looked too much into it. But so I wonder if they would have to, because they're Canadian, have to pay the tax.
Yeah, do they double dip on the taxes? Like, are they paying like American tax and then like Canadian? Like,
well, see, that's the thing about Canadian. So, like anything you win, you don't pay tax with in Canada.
Oh yeah, true.
So we don't. So that's
but in the States you do, right?
That's
like
what
when
I mean.
You win the lottery, yeah.
So as a Canadian citizen, does she have to pay that? And that's why I think that's one of the biggest things about Canadians playing the show was like something about the taxes. And I think that's changed now. She probably has to pay the taxes, probably, because she'd probably have to get an American visa to work there. Yeah, even though they don't do the show.
If they have either of them citizenship as well. Like, I'd be curious if any of them have like lived or worked in the States and had any form of citizenship, because that'll bite you in the ass as well. Like, I think as soon as you have a visa, you're pretty much like hosed. Like, you're paying taxes, like income tax in both countries, but in Canada that wouldn't be considered income. Most likely it'd be just earnings from a gift, essentially, right?
Exactly. So, and I know you get taxed if you bring money over, like the border. I think if you bring in over like $50,000 or something, you get taxed on that or something. I don't know. So I've never had that chance or that amount of money to bring over the border, so I don't
It's probably why they don't give you the money while you're in like Fiji or something like that. You know, you get the money
Yeah.
while you're there, and then you come back, and they just like take all the money before you make it back to your country.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's like our tax bracket is.
Yeah.
How much did you make?
Much? Yeah. And I follow her on I follow Evie on Twitter, and she's just like all the times like, oh, another episode, no screen time. Oh, maybe I'll get screen time this episode. Oh, no, never mind.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, I'm really
Just 'cause
curious
they
to see
keep
more
winning.
of them because, like, yeah, they've been on like such a good streak. Well, not them necessarily a big streak, but like,
No, they just have the numbers, right? So
yeah,
they're just like they can always just count out the right people, and they
Mhm.
have the strategic answer there. Plus, they're always trying to lose too, like, and they still win.
I
So
can't believe
stupid. Oh
like,
my god.
that attempted throw at the challenge, and then Nasir just absolutely crushed the entire
Yeah.
challenge. Like Danny wasn't trying in that thing. I was like, where they had to push like the really big log through the tunnel.
Yeah,
And, like,
and he's
the
just
other-
like just chucking his
Yeah.
chest at it.
The other tribes are like pushing so hard and doing it, and like Danny wasn't even touching it. He was like pretending to push it, and Nasir's just like pushing it all one hand. Everybody else is
Yeah.
struggling and sweating. It's like when you can't throw a challenge because you have somebody that's trying so damn hard. It's like
Yeah,
That
Oh,
one
so
guy just
sad.
doesn't get it.
yeah,
makes no
Uh,
sense.
he's just happy to be there. Like that's the
Yeah.
best part. Like
Mhm.
he's running on pure adrenaline at that point. You know.
Yeah, well, good for them, you know. And I'm excited to see what happens next for the next episode. We'll probably watch that tonight, and then we'll probably talk about it tomorrow at some point, or not, because you'll watch it tomorrow night, I'm sure. If,
Yeah, once it's available
Ronnie will. I
online.
don't know when Steph's gonna watch it, but
I might watch it tonight. We'll see how
there you go.
late this thing goes. I'm an old
It's
lady
going
now.
on
I have to go to
forever.
bed early. But we'll
Man.
see.
Bed. What a time.
What a time! I remember the time I went to bed once.
Yeah, I watched. I pretty much slept all day. What is this? Shrew says Survivor. Yeah, we're talking about Survivor. Deal with it. It's like the biggest thing in the world right now, so get over it.
Hi, Sharu.
It's really
So,
funny that they like pop up in the bottom corner of this. It's
yeah,
like,
that's
really
super
good.
fun.
They don't have to. I can just do that. So luckily, I have that power. I have so much power with this system. Usually Matt does. So Matt's gone in Montreal doing
And
Montreal things.
Yeah, we all know what happens when our pseudo dad isn't around. Shit
I
gets
don't-
crazy.
I don't really know what that means anymore, but okay. That's
Well,
kinda
he's
weird.
like the father figure of our group, right?
Okay.
Especially
Okay.
because he is a father now. Like he's
Well,
he's
yeah,
really
extra dad like now
yeah, he was making dad jokes like well before he was a dad. Like I
in
think
like
it-
grade 9.
I think
Yeah.
in the third grade he was making dad jokes. Like he's been the exact same person as far back as I've known him.
Yeah, we'll deal with that, Matt. Nobody likes your dad jokes. So that's not true. I'm sure somebody does out there. Well, anyways, so we'll get back to this movie and television gaming thing that we talk about. I mean, I'm sure people don't enjoy the Survivor. Clearly, Shrew didn't.
She go.
So this last week we Dune came out last weekend. The movie Dune. Have any of you read the book or seen the recent movie or the old movie? Let's say.
Oh, I
Negative.
forgot about the old movie. I read the book like years and years and years ago. I was gonna do a reread before the movie, but then I remembered how long and detailed the book is, and
Yeah.
it didn't happen.
We just got another message here. Let's see what it says here. Dad joke. I had to quit my job at the cat shelter. They cut. Oh wow. Okay. I'm gonna have to get rid of that.
That's awesome.
Wow, we
Thanks,
don't-
Alex.
Yeah. Matt's gone. We don't need more dad jokes. Like I appreciate the effort, but no, thank you. Just kidding. Keep them coming if you got them. What we got here? Shrew says, "Hi guys. Hearing you talk about Survivor is giving me FOMO. Classic FOMO.
I guess Sharu's at work right now, Alex.
I don't know. She
Working
can work from
hard.
home, so she doesn't have to be at the Duke necessarily.
Oh, well, that's fair.
Well, you are missing out. Survivor is a great show. The three of us can attest to it.
Is she? Oh, okay.
You could have joined. You could have been the 6th person, Sharu, in our group, and we could have taken your money. And by me, I mean either Ronnie or Megan, because that's most likely what's going to end up happening. Happens every goddamn year.
If there's anything I love about Survivor, it's the fact that it's made me money multiple times in the last 2 years.
Or anytime I go into money with Ronnie, I tend to lose. Like there was the Royal Rumble.
Oh yeah, the Royal Rumble, yeah.
Yeah. And then I think we lost to you twice. I think it was you and then Megan
I
the one
win?
year. So we've done it like 3 times now. So the first time I was part of it, Ronnie won.
That's at Dave's house, right?
At Dave's,
And then the second time I was at it, I think Megan won and I won the other one. So we split it. And then the last time we did it, Steph won it all. So
I did, yeah. Well, between me and Cody, we won.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
True.
That one, yeah.
Yeah. I thought about not giving you the money because you weren't there. Who's winning the draft? Right now, unfortunately, it is Ronnie.
Yes.
He's got 530 points, and then Ram in second place with 525 points. And then myself with 480 points, tied with Megan with 480 points. And then Joe Windle with the 215 points holding up the rear because he lost 2 people in the first episode.
That was so funny. Like, what are the odds that happened again? Last time, pretty much the exact same thing happened, and to get stuck with Nora for like the entire season, like the most ridiculous wild card.
The thing is, if we had the point system, he probably would have won.
Yeah, because
back then we were just winning we were just doing it by who gets voted out. But if we had a point system, he definitely would have won.
So true.
But yeah, all right, that's Survivor. All right, like we could talk about Survivor forever, but
yeah,
there are 41 seasons after all.
Yeah,
season 1.
Back to Dune. We'll go back to that. So I saw it this weekend with Matt and Jamie, his partner, and Dave, our good friend Dave White. So we get there, and Dave's never read the book. Matt's never read the book. I have audio thing listening to it. Audio thing listening to audio book listening to it. So yeah, suck it, Joe. You lose. Anyways. So I know what's going on. Jamie knows what's going on. We're separated because you can only get. It was a pretty packed theater. So Matt and Jamie are a roll behind us. I'm stuck with Dave. Classic Dave. And it starts. You know, it's a very. It was really well done. It was well done. Well done. Come on, Alex. English. It was well shot. Like the visual effects, the way it looks. It looks really good. But about halfway through the movie, Dave turns to me. He's like, I have no idea what the fuck is going on. I'm like, I can explain it to you. He's like, no, I don't care enough. And so basic review of the movie. If you've read the book, go see it. You'll love it. You'll enjoy it. There are some things that will confuse you a little bit, just the way they decided to put some scenes somewhere else. But it is a visually captivating movie. But there is a lot of confusing story plots if you haven't read the book. Like even if I didn't read the book, I would have been so mad coming out of that because it was definitely made for fans. It was definitely made fans of the book.
Yeah, it's one of the things I heard was that like from a storytelling perspective, like it kind of felt like it jumped a lot and it did leave you because there is a lot of storylines that go on in that one book because the sequel is basically mandatory, which I'm glad that I heard that it got greenlit already. I think that happened
today. I think it was today. It was announced today or yesterday.
Yeah, because just thinking about the book, like it's easy to jump between sections in a book because it's just like you start a new chapter. This is now taking you to a plot of this subgroup of characters and what's going on there, and then eventually, at some point, they typically collide. Later on in the book, all together, right? And in a movie, it's just like. There's a lot of detail and a lot of backstory that they tell in the books that I'm sure in the movie it would either make it like a 4-hour long movie if they wanted to really explain the why people are in the situation that they're in.
Yeah, exactly. Because like the whole point of it, like when there's so there's a point in the scene where I won't explain why or how or whatever. The Baron is talking to the Artemis, the father figure of Artemis, the house Atreides. I can't pronounce things. This is why I listen to an audiobook, because I would have never been able to say any of the names reading it in my mind. Anyways, there's a point where Bering says, you really picked a good kitchen team, cousin. And I was like, they don't explain why he calls him cousin at all. And they don't explain, like, even in the book, they don't really explain, because it's humans, like it's Earth humans that this story is about 10,000 years in the future. Like they don't really explain how we got to that point or time in history. They don't explain why we've now gone back to an empire system, like a what is the word? Anyways, the reason we have empires and an emperor and all that stuff, which is fine. They don't really explain that in the book either, but you kind of get the gist of it. At least from my point of view, they didn't really explain it that well. Anyways, also be listening to the book, like I said this last time, but when I was listening to it, it had a full cast. Like there was a different person playing each character, and then the narrator. Halfway through the book, cast disappears, and it's just one person talking the whole time. So I'm thinking, like, what did I miss? Because there's like all of a sudden they keep saying, oh, the Baron this and Baron this new Baron, and I'm like, what? How is there a new Baron? And I'm like, what's going on? Because I was so used to the voices, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? So for a few chapters, I was very fucking confused. And then it just, in the book, it just jumps like 10 years at some points. And then you're just like, what? When did that happen? You're just like, all right. It's still a very good book. I'd say give a chance to read the book if you get a chance out there, people. And then don't watch the 1984 version unless you really enjoy Patrick Stewart. Because even then, it's just like, because the graphics in it, and I get it, like, you know, it's 1984. The graphics aren't great, like, but yeah, compared to this one, like, let me see.
The best part about the 1984 version is Sting is in it, and he has the classic 1980s Sting hair. And it is.
I gotta watch it.
I think there's been a few covers of the book, like from, you know, like when they always do like, here's the book,
there he is. There's Sting right there. If you're looking on the screen, if you're watching us, you can see Sting there. That's what Paul Atreides looks like in comparison.
That's so.
It's just some weird stuff. Like, I wonder if this is going to show their shields, the body shields. Oh, maybe not. Oh.
Sting like channels like his inner Johnny Rotten with the way that he looks in that.
Yeah,
like
that's amazing.
That bleach blonde, spiky hair.
I feel like I've seen pictures of Sting.
So that was the body shields. Like they were like pixelated, like golden eye versions of them. And the new body shields like are pretty much better. You don't even know they're really there. Like you kind of like vibrate.
Oh, interesting.
I'm just showing them the body shields if you're listening to us on the whole thing there. But yeah,
being very brave, showing us his internet search history while doing that. So.
If you saw anything incriminating there, please tell me. I don't think there's anything there.
That's all on the work computer.
Yes, I only have the one computer. I've specifically made sure I don't watch anything inappropriate on this computer. You're
good
welcome.
Call.
At least I don't think I have. Who knows? Who doesn't care? It's mine now. It's mine. I believe in it. But yeah. So that's my Dune review. Matt and I gave it an average number of 6.5 because he rated it a lot lower than I did, and I rated it higher, which never happens between Matt and I. I usually rate it really low.
Yeah, Matt usually gives things like a really big benefit of the doubt. Like I feel like he's like a hype man for most things. So like,
well, yeah, with Matt, it's either he loves it or it's complete trash.
It's hot garbage, as he likes to say. Yeah.
Yes, hot garbage is Matt's phrase.
Say
that. And then mine is usually, I give it a chance for what it is, because Matt's very about the story and the graphics. And we've said this before, and I'm just about the movie as a whole. I treat it as what it is. Like we've discussed this before, like how Matt didn't hate it, but he says the new Mortal Kombat was garbage.
Oh my god, I still can't believe that.
From his point of view, I could see it. But for what it was supposed to be, just a fun-filled action film from...
That's like going into Fast and Furious and being like, Oh, that movie was terrible. What was going on with that? Like, you know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
If you're
Well,
going
I
to
saw the
see.
last one, and the last one, okay, like I knew what I was getting into, but it was garbage.
Yeah, okay,
like
that's
I'm
fair.
pretty
That's a
sure we
bad
had
example now. Ever since the
Yeah.
submarine and the second last one, and I haven't seen the most recent one, but they've been doing the nosedive a little bit.
Yeah. Well, there's I think one more coming out still for them.
I don't think I've
that's
seen
supposed
a
to be the
single
finale.
one.
You've never seen a
I've
single
seen
Fast and the Furious?
No.
Well, you're not missing much. I watched them all in the last year because I was bored, I guess. And the
Well,
first
pandemic
two,
life,
first
right?
two or three don't really hold up. Let me tell you what.
Come on, the third one where the character's supposed to be like a high schooler, but he looks like a 42-year-old. Like what doesn't hold
Yeah.
up about that? The kid that played Brad in Home Improvement is playing a high school bully still in the year like 2004. Like he's over 30 easily at that point.
But family, Ronnie, family forever. What else? What else news we got out there in the movie world? We had the Uncharted movie trailer finally come out this week. Ronnie, did you ever play Uncharted?
I have played all of them.
Oh, nice. Steph has
Ooh.
not, I assume. She's never owned a PlayStation in her life.
True.
Anyways, one of my favorite game series of all time. What did you think about the trailer?
So it definitely has the typical video game movie vibe where I'm like very hesitant about it. Like I'm thinking
Mhm.
like Assassin's Creed, yada yada. Like, you're trying to make it exactly like the game in a movie format.
Yeah.
To a degree, I think that's okay with this because the character in himself is like when you're playing the games, you're like, no human could do this shit. And like he should have died 1,000 times over. He's been shot 1,000,000,000 times.
That's true.
The one scene that I don't know if I hate or if I like is when he's coming out of the plane and all the cargo crates are falling out and he's climbing on the net and he's jumping crate to crate. I was like, for a movie, I'm just like, it feels like I'm watching a video game that's a movie. Whereas when you're doing it in the game, you're like, this is ridiculous, but I'm also playing this and interacting with it, and it feels like it's a game. This kind of makes more sense.
Yeah.
So, like I get what they're going for. I like that they definitely used kind of exact scenes from like a series of the games, like not just one game specifically. They've definitely done little nods to the different games.
Yeah. I don't know why it's showing this trailer. Hold
That's
on.
funny.
I definitely was supposed to be playing this one. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, they definitely got the atmosphere right in the trailer. They got like a lot of that right, but for me, it still feels like it's gonna be one of those things where I'm like, do I actually really enjoy it? Like when I go and see it, I'm hoping it's just one of those ones you go into with that expectation of hopefully this is a fun movie and it just doesn't take itself too seriously. I think is my hope for it.
Yeah, and I think it, like the only downfall from it's gonna be Mark Wahlberg, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
But I think
and here I am just thinking in my head, like, oh, they've got Mark Wahlberg. That's good.
Hello, Mark.
Well, there's nothing against Mark Wahlberg. It's just the character that he's playing is not that young. So, and I mean, it's supposed to be a prequel series for this for this character, but I think Tom Holland fits the part. He looks so okay. For it. Again, we won't really see like the last few clips from the trailer. I'm going to turn this off before we get shut down.
DMCA.
From the trailer, it looks like in the game. Like I'm with you on that. Like that last scene when he's going through when he's falling out the airplane right out of the third game.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I think during like the desert scene on the cargo plane in the third game.
Yeah,
and
totally.
And the young Tom Holland is kind of like the flashbacks in Uncharted 4 of like finding out how he became who he is. Like I see like there's definitely good nods to a lot of that stuff going on.
But, which could make it confusing in the end.
Yeah.
Steph, I definitely suggest you check out the trailer fully. There's a scene in there at the very end when he's fighting a Scottish man that you will find hilarious.
Oh, well, yeah. Just for that, I'll watch it. I don't care about anything else.
So yeah, I think it'll be interesting. I think it'll be fun. I'm a big fan of the game. They're one of my favorite games of all time. So, and they got something interesting. The good characters back. Casting looks all right, except for originally it was supposed to be Mark Wahlberg to play Nathan Drake when they first decided to make the movie. That was
Mm.
10 years ago.
That's
So
right.
time moved on, so they had to switch the character out, obviously, because he got old. Simple as that.
It's been in the
As
making for a long time. I forgot about that it was like 10 years ago that they're like, we're doing an Uncharted movie, and then you heard
Yeah,
nothing about it.
yeah. So many different directors, so many different writers. You gonna say, Steph?
I forget.
Womp womp.
Mm-hmm. Totally forget. I
Perfect.
was about to say it again, and then I was like, I have no idea what I was just about to say.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Um, Big movie news, though. I guess it's not really big. Well, it is. You know, Alec Baldwin killed a woman.
Yes. Yeah. That is
Is that movie news or is that just news? I don't really know where to
well, it's news that
categorize.
pertains to
It
a
was-
movie. That
it was on the
actually
set of
sounded
a
like kind of
movie.
a cool movie, if you ask
Yeah?
me.
I mean, if you watched, what was it? What was that movie about the two guys who couldn't die? That TV show on CW.
Oh, I know what you're talking
Like,
about.
starts with an S. That's all I remember.
No idea.
I never watched it, so I don't really know. But it was like their biggest thing, and they drove that really weird truck. I mean, car. The old Cadillac.
Supernatural.
That's the one. So the guy, one of them, is in it. I
It was an Impala, right?
think so.
That's why I remember that. I don't know
Probably.
why. Yeah.
We have
it
a
was
little toy
something like
car of it
super
somewhere
normal.
in the basement
Yeah.
from Loot Crate. Sponsor us, Loot Crate. Anyways, but yeah, so that's so Alec Baldwin was using a gun, and he was practicing shooting it, and I guess it had the live round in it, and it killed him. Killed the cinematographer and hurt the director as well.
Hmm. Have you heard like any updates? I just heard one earlier today. I didn't catch all of it.
No.
But apparently they found like a ton of gun shells or bullet shells on the property that they were practicing on. Like there's all this crazy stuff happening that they're finding now
Yeah.
as the investigation goes on. I mean,
So-
obviously it was still an accident. Like
Mhm.
he didn't obviously I want to say obviously
Yeah.
because I just assume so. Like it's Alec
Yeah.
Baldwin. I don't think he's going and killing people, but
You never know.
you never know. People go crazy. But yeah, super, super sad and super
is, yeah.
shocking. Like just really
Yeah.
unexpected. The last I heard of that happening was Brandon Lee and The Crow,
Yep.
right? So
Yeah,
And
you
that was
immediately
a
get those
freak accident,
comparisons. Yeah.
mhm.
So what's from what I was to understand is that the union, the prop union or whatever union that is on strike. So they just went on without it. And so what happens usually when they have guns on in movies and stuff, they have a prop master who will literally for any time they're not using cameras, like the camera isn't rolling, they use fake guns.
Mhm.
So the minute that they're gonna say action, they give them a real gun. They show the actor, hey, it's empty, it's blank, it's this. They
Mhm.
get them to test it, and then they hit action, and then shoot. And then once that scene is over, the prop master comes out, takes the gun away, and
They get
nobody
their
else is
fake
supposed
guns
to touch
back.
it.
Yeah.
Because the prop master cleans, make sure the guns are clean, set up properly, all that stuff. So clearly that isn't happening. That didn't happen there for some reason.
Mhm.
So what I've been hearing is that the union was on strike, and that is why, and they chose to continue without the team. That would explain why all those casings are probably there and
Mhm.
all that stuff, right? There's nobody to control it properly.
Yeah, I wonder what that means from like an investigation standpoint. Like
Mhm.
because of like the union that's on strike that's typically in charge of that kind of stuff, and you going ahead without it, like are there some crazy like negligence like repercussions of that, like from a legal standpoint, just because
Yeah.
like because you don't have the right people doing the right things, right? Like
Yeah,
I think at that
exactly.
point it's not the actor's fault in those
No,
situations.
it
Like,
shouldn't be. It'd be hard to say who's going to
but I think
go
he's
on the
also
hook on this.
producing it, is he not? So
So
like,
even if he is producing it, then definitely that's on him too.
yeah.
Mhm.
Is it producing or directing? I can't remember what he's doing.
I think he's
with
just
it, but
producing it. I think
yeah,
it's just
but
because
still, like, that's
it's
pretty
That
still
rough.
still means that
manslaughter in you know what I mean, in a
yeah.
sense, like, you know what I mean. So
Oof.
it's hard to say what's going to come out of this, and
Oh, that's so
he could
crazy.
you
I can't
lose.
I
Sorry, go ahead.
cannot imagine how he's feeling right now. Like
No, I can't
and
really imagine
for the entire rest of his life he's going to be
the guy who
just
shot
yeah.
somebody.
Yeah,
Or-
distraught about it, I can imagine.
Mhm. So his career could be over. We don't know. It's hard to say. It all depends on if they just completely trial it as an accident and they don't do anything about it, which is possible, but I don't see the world accepting that. You know what I mean?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think hi Matt.
Oh,
well. Look who it is.
well. It's the dad joke extraordinaire who's in our comment section right now. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say where they're gonna go with this, and I hope the right things come out of it. I hope for her family that she's dealt with properly, and so we don't have a lot of female cinematographers as it is, so to start killing them off is not a great thing.
Oh no.
Bad jokes at bad times. I don't know.
Sometimes
you
need
more.
Podcast is brought to you by Bad Jokes and Dad Jokes. All right, let's go.
Yeah, here we go. Here we go. We're all excited about the new Spider-Man movie coming out in December. I would think. I don't know about Steph, but I know.
I didn't know there was one.
You and I we've talked about it before, so I know you do know about it.
I forgot.
Spider-Man No Way Home with Doctor Strange and Spider-Man in the trailer.
Oh yes, yeah.
So
okay, I remember now.
Did you say Spider-Man with Doctor Strange and Spider-Man in the trailer?
Yes, I did. Well, host what podcast? You host podcast now, Matt.
I think he just quit. I think he handed in his resignation for hosting this podcast.
He's saying he'd host that podcast over there.
Oh, the Bad Jokes and Bad Dad Jokes podcast, probably.
Yeah.
But yes, I did say. Well, there is more than one. I guarantee there'll be more than one Spider-Man in that movie.
They keep denying it over and over and over again. I'm pretty sure Sony just accidentally also flat out said that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are in the movie, like yesterday or today or something like that.
Well, they said this is why I bring it up, because they said they confirmed 2 new villains from both this Tobey from the Amazing Spider-Man and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. So they announced Sandman's officially in it.
Nice.
And so is what was the other one?
Electro?
The Crocodile.
Yeah.
Ralph Fiennes. Not Ralph Fiennes. Oh, if Ralph Fiennes played the Crocodile, that'd be a great thing. Ralph.
I was gonna call him Killer Croc for a second.
I can't even say his name right. It's Rise. I can't even say it.
I don't know.
Anyways, but his Crocodile is supposed to be in it too. So who knows what else? There's also the big rumor that his best friend Ned. So in the comic books, apparently he turns into the Hobgoblin in one of the comic books.
Interesting.
And apparently he lost a lot of weight for this movie because he had to get in shape or something. So everyone's like, "Ooh, he's gonna have to play a superhero. Who knows what's gonna be?"
Yeah. Do you think they're gonna do like an alternate universe Hobgoblin with Ned? Like,
yeah. That's what I'm thinking too. So, you never know. That's what the rumors are on the old TikToks. The
TikToks.
The TikToks. You guys gotta get on there. I saw a video about otters the other day. It was crazy. Let me see if I can find it on YouTube.
Were they the ones where they were spinning them on the floor?
No.
Because that was great.
What is it? What did I say? Otters?
Yeah.
You did. Yes.
I can't even remember what I just said. But it's like second. Blah, 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 blah.
Who are you? Me?
Why am I hosting this show? No, I can't find it. But anyways, the video was there's a bunch of like otters that were like trying to get over a wall, and like they couldn't. They jump up, but only 2 of them were on the other side. So they would come down and just grab them by their faces with their mouths and just pick them up. And they had like the Aussie man voice in the back saying, "Oh shit, this guy's got to get this guy. You won't leave him behind. No water, no man behind." And you got them voice like, "Oh, that's okay, guys. I'll just stay here. Nope, we're coming back for you." Because they would just leave and left this one, and then they came back and got him. It was quite heartfelt. It was nice. Otters, they all just love each other so much.
They do. They hold hands when they sleep. It's adorable.
It's true. Some of them are actually very scary. There is like, I think it's not the sea otters. It's like the lake otters or something that are very terrifying.
Oh.
Yeah, it's creepy. Like some of them, like they're just scary as fuck.
Oh, I'm going to look into this immediately following this podcast.
And watch scary otter videos for the next 4 hours before I go to bed.
Yeah, exactly. Never fall asleep again. It'll be fine.
Yeah, like it's kind of terrifying. Like, oh, I'm looking at them now. Here, give me a sec. That's why you should watch us live, guys, because I share a lot of super stuff. So
Yeah, it's
and then you
getting
can
pretty exciting.
learn more about me that way. But like, look at that. That's terrifying. Look at that. Oh. Well, that's
Yeah,
just funny.
I mean, why
That's
it's
funny.
all of them eating.
Oh, baby gutters.
Oh.
Yeah, when they're eating, they're just like,
Ah,
oh yeah,
my god.
it's like, oh yeah, you're a carnivore. I
They
forgot.
go after
Yeah.
crocodiles, for fuck's sakes. Sorry for my swearing, but sometimes you get the cute ones.
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah,
But
y'all
then you
should be
get the
seeing
fucking
this. Just saying.
terrifying ones.
Holy crap.
Giant otter can be over 5 feet long and is the most vocal otter species in distinct calling society, like alarm, aggression, and reassurance. Didn't think those things came together. What is that? I don't want to know. Yeah, so that's otters for you. I don't know what that has to do with Spider-Man, but we got there somewhere.
From now on, every week we're having an otter segment where we share a fun fact about otters, or a cute picture, or a scary picture, whatever floats your fancy.
That's fair.
That was a pretty odd segment.
So it's Halloween coming up this weekend. It's time for we're just gonna skip everything and just go right into it.
Okay, I love Halloween.
Change subjects like that. So this week, like I just said, was Sunday's Halloween. That's all I got. So, anyways, the movie Halloween. The soundtrack of Halloween, like I don't know how it goes. Somebody else can do it.
The Michael Myers
know how to
music.
do it, but
yeah, the Michael Myers music is apparently the most iconic sound in the world. One of the most iconic sounds in the world that everyone knows. Apparently, who knew?
Like the sound effects or the actual music?
Like the actual, like the one saying was like, not the Psycho one. That's Psycho.
Oh.
But it's like
I can picture it in my head. I know they.
Yeah, I don't have it on me, so I can't really play it. Because my mic won't pick it up anyways. But yeah. So that's that. What else Halloween stuff that I wanted to talk about?
Well, the new movie's coming out, or has come out?
It has been out. It's been out for a while. The last 2 weeks, I think. It's okay. It's doing okay. I haven't seen it, but I'm hearing mixed reviews about it. So as always, make your own decisions.
I would like to see it for sure. I don't know if I'll end up going to see it in theaters or just wait, but it's one of those, like, you gotta kind of finish off the story. I think that's what this one's gonna do. Maybe not finish it off, but sort of tie up some loose ends or whatever the case.
I think it's the last one with her in it. What's her face is in it?
Jamie Lee Curtis. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she said this was going to be her last one.
Wait, she's in this new one? Oh my god.
She's been in the last one too.
Yeah.
Because did Rob Zombie do one of the? Was it the last one before this, or?
I think so. He's done his own Halloween series, I think.
He did one in late 2000s or something, right? But there was another one.
2007. He did one. He did one in 2007.
Yeah.
Here.
My plans for Halloween, just while we're looking this up, are pretty funny actually, because it's on a Sunday, so like there's not really a lot you can do. I mean, I don't really do much anymore anyway, but I still love to like get dressed up, do the whole scary clown thing. So I am planning a trip to IKEA, because we need to go to IKEA anyway. And just gonna like go shop for some furniture dressed as a scary clown. And I'm really excited. I've been trying to perfect painting like a cloth face mask with the face on it, because I have to obviously wear that in the store the whole time. So I'm trying to figure out how to do that.
I'm sure.
I haven't found
to scare people.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. And we'll just like be testing out couches and stuff and like all that. Yeah, it's gonna be hilarious. Super can't wait. But yeah, like I haven't been able to find. I've been having the hardest time finding crazy looking face masks. I definitely want to paint my own, because that's kind of my thing that I enjoy doing. But I can't find white face masks, cloth face masks anywhere. like just plain white. It's so weird. I thought it would be the easiest thing to find. I can't find them anywhere. They got to be white so that the colors show up, and then I would paint the rest like black or whatever. Like it'd be a whole thing, and I just can't find any. I found a 3-pack at Canadian Tire that had one white one and then a black one and a dark blue.
You don't even have a chance to screw up if you have only one white one.
Exactly. Oh my god. And of course
one wrong line, you gotta wash it.
Yeah, the first and I'm using like permanent like fabric paint, right? Because I want it to last. So the first one I did end up getting a pack of those. First one I did, I screwed up and I was just like, this is so stupid. I don't know. But I feel pretty dedicated and I still have a couple days to figure it out. So I will post photos on the Play Pause Media Instagram thing once I figure it out because it's going to be good.
I've got some.
I just sent you a link for some on Amazon. I don't know if that's what you want, but there you go.
Will they come tomorrow?
I think so.
I didn't even think about ordering them online. Who am I? I order everything
get them
online.
by Friday if you order in 2 hours.
Amazing. Alex, you're the best.
You know, technology days. Anyways, back to the Rob Zombie Halloween. It came out in 2007. It was considered a remake, and what would they say? What was the other word they used? Because I'm an idiot. Or an origin story and a remake.
Oh, okay. So it's supposed to bring it back to the beginning again.
Yeah. So, and then like the last two, and then he did a sequel to it, Halloween 2. And then it was refollowed by a direct sequel to the 78 movies, which is where Jamie Lee Curtis came back. And that was in 2018. And then they made this next one, I guess, which is Halloween Kills, is it called?
Halloween Kills, yeah.
Yeah. So that's crazy. There's a a new Scream trailer that came out last week. We talked about that a little bit. For all you horror fans out there, it's not a remake, but it's also not a sequel. They said so.
I didn't hear about that. That's cool.
Which doesn't make any sense because they're bringing back the characters from the first ones. So,
like actors and everything, or just
there's a full it's got what's her face from Friends. Horrible with names, guys. Horrible with names.
Who was in that? I don't even remember.
What was her name? Nev Campbell's in it.
Right. Yeah, she was like one of the bigger ones.
Oh, Courtney Cox. That's who was in it.
That's who it is.
Right. Yeah. I forgot about that.
And it's like, the classic, are you home alone, Amber? Pick up the phone kind of thing. And she gets brutally murdered. I don't know if we should show that or not, but the Ghostface Killer is back, not confused with the rapper.
Yeah. Could you imagine if that was the reveal at the end of the movie? That it was Ghostface Killer the entire time?
Oh my god.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious. Just some old rapper from the fucking 80s. And then you got you obviously got that Camelback, David Arquette, some new cast guys. Oh, Ghostface Killer again. Who else? We got Courtney Cox. There we go. Just Ghostface killing people. Oh, David Arquette with a gun. Always scary.
Isn't it supposed to come out in January or something, which is just really strange? Like it just feels like
January 14th.
It says that's super weird.
Well, I think with Halloween Kills, there's also another horror film coming out this week, or next week. Resident Evil took the big Halloween spot, which comes out next week or in the next 2 weeks.
Wait, there's another Resident Evil coming out? I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So this one is a remake. So this one is to reboot the series.
Oh, okay.
And it is called Resident Evil Raccoon City. So, Ronnie, I don't know if you played the first ones, like the actual games. So, like a lot of the scenes from the trailer are literally right from the game.
Trying to remember who the original people were. Was that Chris Redfield and what's her name? Jill Valentine? Is that who was in the original ones?
No, it was maybe it was 2. No, because it was all what's her face was all in them all. There's a movie I want to talk about with her in it in a minute as well.
'Cause I think Resident Evil 2 was that in the mansion the entire time, or was
Oh,
that?
you're talking about the characters. Yes, sorry.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought you
yeah.
were talking about the actors in the movie. Yeah, no, this will be Chris Redfield and what's her face as well. Like so it's like right out of the first game. Like where do they go? See where's a good scene? That mansion right
Oh,
there.
okay. Yeah,
Like there's
yeah. It's that guy. I can't think of that actor's name.
no, but he's always in
He's
everything, right?
yeah.
Um
Neil McDonough.
yeah, Neil McDonough.
Donahue or whatever. Dono. No, it's Dono.
If you watch Umbrella Academy, what's his face in it? That's where he's from, Umbrella Academy. But yeah, this hallway scene right here. We're watching the Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City trailer. If anyone's listening, that's right out of the first game, straight out of the first game.
Oh yeah.
So it looks interesting. CGI is a little off in some of it, but it is what it is.
It looks scary.
Yeah, it's right up Steph's alley.
Yeah.
The zombies and everything.
Couldn't play the game to save my life, but I will watch the movie. Yeah.
Yeah, we tried playing we played the demo, Resident Evil 6.
Was it 6 or 7? I think it was
7's the one that just came out.
Oh, so 6.
It was 6.
The 6 Biohazard, like in the
oh my God,
the house, like the
so we just played the demo and
my guy was just moving like this. Like I could not fucking figure out how to. I don't know what I was doing.
No, your other left.
You're just like
your other left. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was not happening.
And then a character would just pop out of it and she'd just scream and that's
yeah.
It's pretty great.
I cannot play scary games. Like I just can't do it. Like I get so like, and it's not like I'm scared of the game, but I'm just so bad with jump scares in general.
Yeah.
Even if I'm playing a game that's like slightly scary, what'll happen is Megan will like walk in the room and she'll be trying to scare me, but she has like just her presence of walking in the room, and I'm just like Jesus, and like I'm just like don't do that. She's like, what? I'm not allowed to just walk. And, like
I do that at work all the time. Like they just because everyone's so quiet apparently, so everyone just walks up behind you. He's like, "Hey, Alex, what the fuck? Where'd you come from?"
It actually happened to me today. I just turned around and Aaron from work was standing like honestly way too close to me, first of all. And he was just trying to get past and I was in the way, but he had stopped and I did not hear him and turned around and he was right there. And I was like, oh my God.
It's the worst is when it's like they're like right in that like dead zone of your vision and you turn and they're just there and all you can do is jump and like everything in you jumps at the same time. Like your stomach jumps like a foot up into your throat when it happens.
I love it. I love a good jump scare. Like it's scary movies, love them. I don't know what it is. I'll sit in my basement in the pitch dark watching them by myself. It's just fun. I don't know.
We can't do scary movies here. The wife is terrified of scary things. She would never sleep, and then I would never sleep. So
that's fair. I can do it once in a while. I just don't like if they're ghost based. I don't really tend to watch them because there's too much factual truth about that. So suck it, Matt. Matt doesn't believe in ghosts, but like Paranormal Activity, the first one, I always will lose my shit because I remember watching that. Like everyone was like away for like somewhat of the holidays or whatever, and I was just me in the house.
Oh, in London?
Yeah, watching it on my iMac. And I didn't know anything about this movie, so I was like, "Oh, I'll just watch it and see what's up." And it looked so real because they only used like handheld cameras.
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't find it that scary, but I think it was partially because I already knew like what it was. Had I walked into it like you did, I think I would have been freaked out, especially in that like I'll watch it in the basement in the pitch black, but like alone, but knowing somebody else is in the house, you know, I don't think I would have been able to handle that.
Yeah, because like a lot of things in that one is like when the door is opening by itself or lights are turning on and experiences I've seen by myself. I'm like, what the fuck?
And so that house in London made a lot of noises too, so that would have like not helped at all.
Yeah,
those movies really like kind of like escalated things pretty drastically over time as well, which is kind of funny.
After the second one, they kind of got like really, really ridiculous. So because they wanted to play a story throughout it, and you're just like, all right, this is a bit much now.
We went to see 2 or 3 in theaters, and it was me and Dave Emmerich and my buddy Zach. And anytime there was a scene where it wasn't supposed to be scary, but something was moving and it wasn't ghost related, we would freak out in the theater. So I think it was in the third one. There's a scene where they just show the backyard camera and it's a pool, and they've got like
Oh,
one of
that's
the
the second
creepy.
one. That's the second one. Yeah.
Okay, second one. Yeah, the creepy crawly is in the pool moving underwater, and every
Yeah.
time the camera cut to that, Dave or Zach or I would just be like, "Holy shit!" and like just yell it out in the theaters. And we were just such assholes because like we're in a theater making noise. But for
Yeah.
some reason at the time, it was one of the funniest things ever. And like, or like there'd be a kid walking by, and we're like, "Oh no, that's not good."
Yeah.
Like that's definitely a ghost.
That's funny.
That's awesome.
Other horror TV shows. So they remade I Know What You Did Last Summer and turned it into a TV show on Amazon Prime.
Yes.
So if you're
been
into that
seeing
kind of stuff,
I
check it
haven't-
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen trailers, but I've never. I just saw it that it was on Amazon. I thought it came out as a movie, but apparently it's a whole TV show. So
Yeah, they're doing the same thing with Chucky.
Mm-hmm.
oh
Which
yeah,
is
they're bringing that
awesome.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, as a TV series. I don't know what it's on. I feel like it's on normal TV, maybe not a streaming service, but I could be wrong about that.
Yeah, I think it's on Showtime because
Something like that, yeah.
we've been watching a show. I can't remember what we were watching at Showtime, or it's on like the streaming app that we watch Survivor on usually. And
Right.
there's a shit ton of commercials for some of the shows we watch on there.
Mhm.
And they play the Chucky commercial every single time they do a commercial, to the point that like I've memorized it. And like I don't know if the show is now ruined for me because of it, or if I want to watch it. I'm not sure what degree the advertisings will reach me at.
Yeah, it will
Has
be.
it annoyed me yet, or are we good?
So in Canada, it will be on Showcase.
Showcase, that's
So,
the one. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's in the States, it's on Sci-Fi and
Right.
USA. So Showcase will have it here in Canada, which everyone needs to get anyways, because Dexter's coming back in a couple weeks. So
We can watch. Oh, but we can't watch it through Crave.
you might be able to. I don't know if that's going to go straight to it. I know a lot of Showcase stuff does, but some stuff doesn't. Like Supergirl is on Showcase and it doesn't go to Crave right away.
Okay.
It all depends who has the rights for it, for the streaming aspect of it, which are complicated enough as it is.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah. But speaking of video game movies, we weren't, but we are now. I know, Ronnie, you're a big fan of the game Monster Hunters by Capcom. So I recently watched the movie on Amazon Prime called Monster Hunters.
The one with like Mila Jovovich from Resident Evil, like
yes.
that one. Yeah.
And the same writer, and I'm pretty sure the same director.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So it was the same movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
replace zombies from Resident Evil with monsters. The only thing
basically
about
dinosaurs.
Yeah. The only good thing about it is that they use the proper sound effects from the actual monsters in Monster Hunter, which is like an iconic thing. Like
okay.
Like when like a Rathalos or a Raytheon like roars, like, or Diablos makes it sound before it comes out of the ground, like you know what you're fighting in those games, and like you know to like shit your pants a little bit, to say the least, when you're fighting them and you hear those noises. But that was about it. That was about all that.
Yeah, a few things I like. You know, I played the game, the newer one, for a little bit. I didn't get into it as much as like you and Matt did, but there is a character in it that I thought I didn't expect him to put him in the movie, and I know Steph's gonna really like it. Let's just see it here. The Monster Hunter movie.
Is it Jason Momoa?
No.
Oh.
It's a little.
What is that?
It's a cat that makes food.
He's a palico.
He's a palico. Yeah, that's what they call him.
He's so palicos are like your little companions that come and fight with you usually.
Yeah.
But in Monster Hunter World, the chef was the restaurants in the game for you eat and stuff are usually like palicos. But in World, it was a chef, and he was a big buff cat like that, and his name was the Meowscular Chef.
And then like this is like clipped right out of that Monster Hunter World.
Yeah,
like
they
it's right out of the
definitely took
game.
a lot of inspiration from World for.
Yeah, like this whole scene
awesome.
was like, and then the little garnish on the top.
Yeah. Honestly, that's one of the best parts about any Monster Hunter game is they always have like a unique song for when you're in the canteen, like, and they cook. The newest one on Switch and coming to PC soon, like the food doesn't look nearly as appetizing because it's like more of like a traditional like Japanese snack food that they do. Whereas in the other games, it's always like big, huge slabs of like meat and like shrimp that are like the size of like your head, and like your character will just be like devouring like a whole skewer of meat that's bigger than their entire face, and it always looks so well done, and you're like, that would just destroy a human if you bit into this, but the food looks so good.
Yeah, so the movie overall, the story was kind of like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It was all over the place, and when half your characters don't speak English, it's kind of like, which is fine, but like, there's no, it's like they didn't even do subtitles for most of the scenes with them. They just said alien language.
Like, cool. That's annoying. Yeah.
So, but the monsters looked cool. Like the CGI work with the monsters looked really good. They did really good with like Diablo and the dragon thing. I don't remember what it's called.
I remember if it was a Raytheon or a Rathalos. I can't remember which one.
Rathalos or something. Yeah. But Ron Perlman's in it for some reason. So
yeah, Ron Perlman does look like the I can't remember if he's like the commissioner or whatever from World. Like he looked just like him.
All the characters, like they had that girl from the beginning where she's like
your handler,
the handler, or whatever. She's in it, and the sword. They brought the Monster Hunter sword into it, like the iconic one at least.
Yeah, like the bone great sword.
Yeah, and I just found it funny.
Bigger, but
yeah, sure enough. And then all of a sudden, she knows how to wield the fire blades. It was a weird movie. Do I suggest you watching it? No, but
it's like one of those
you can if you want.
You're getting into like just a cheesy action. Like movie. Like it's like if you're watching, Resident Evil 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, whatever they're up to. Like anything past Resident Evil like 1 or 2, you can, and it's that same thing where it's just shit blowing up, monsters everywhere, people fighting stuff, no real plot line, but good bad cinema,
Yeah. Yeah. So that's I just wanted to know, because I know you had that association with it. I know. Have you played the Switch version?
Yeah, I've got probably 300 plus hours on the Switch one, and yeah, most of the games I average between 300 to 500 hours for the Monster Hunter games.
That's fair. Steph's just thinking, what? How?
Like how? I don't even know how.
I can see it in her face. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I would love to look at how many hours I've played the games that I have on Switch. It'll be like 4 for some of them. Like honestly.
Yeah.
Apparently there were big changes to Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
That I need to probably look into. I haven't opened Animal Crossing like in what feels like a year. Like it feels like it's been so long since I think it was winter on my island last time I logged in. So
mine would have been like during the Easter event after it probably came out.
Oh, like, you know what? Yeah. Wait,
so that's like
is
the
Easter
first month
before
it came out? At the end of winter. I would have been just transitioning into spring around that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's how the months
depending
work.
on what month Easter's in.
Yeah,
it's so weird if you think about it, because Easter can switch months, and I don't get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Easter's weird. It just like falls whenever the hell it wants to. It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't follow any rules.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
they don't give a shit.
Silly. It's silly chocolate eggs.
Yeah.
I mean, I like chocolate eggs, but whatever.
Yeah, there's some cool changes to Animal Crossing that I actually want to try to check out, because they released, I think, a really big patch. I don't know if it's out now. I think it might be out the first week of November, and then there's an expansion coming out, I think, on the 18th or so of November, where they're doing like tropical, like island getaway type stuff, where you make like a vacation home.
Oh, that's so fun.
And they've added like crazy like customization to decorating, and like adding like wall partitions in your houses and stuff like that on those ones. And yeah, they're bringing back a lot of features from the older.
I think a lot of people were missing that stuff. I never played them, so I don't have any like point of reference, but from what I've heard, that people were missing a lot of those features and stuff like that. So yeah, it'll be interesting for sure.
Yeah, a cool quality of life thing they're doing is so for people that don't time travel in the game, so some people will mess with their date and time so they can go back and do like previous events, or they'll do things like, they'll set their time to a certain time of day so that they can actually interact with the villagers. Because like if you play at nighttime, a lot of
Right,
your
they're
villagers
never
are sleeping.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they're doing a thing in the game where you can walk up to one of the NPCs and you talk to them, and you can set a couple different preferences, and some of them will allow you to have like your NPCs walking around or your villagers walking around, so you can chat with them at nighttime.
That's
And they won't be
cool.
sleeping and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, because it would be pretty boring if you played only at a certain time of like your day, and nothing was ever happening.
Yeah, like I'd usually play before bed, and I'm like, oh, I can't talk to anybody because they're
You
all
can't
in their
talk to
houses
anybody,
sleeping.
and like KK Slider or whatever his name isn't even playing at that point, right?
Yeah,
He's done for the night too.
Yeah, he's tapped out. He's not spinning no more turntables at that point.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, come on, it's an acoustic guitar in this one. Let's be
oh,
real.
and this one it's the acoustic. That's right. He's all like dramatic and emo with his like
I love
sad folk music.
Yeah. Basically the Dallas Green of Animal Crossing.
Yeah, just give him the sleeves.
Classic Animal Crossing. I have no idea what you're talking about, but
Yep.
that's fine.
All right.
That's okay. You guys can keep going if
I
you
think I'm
want.
gonna just go and update mine after this.
Yeah, I kind of want to now.
That's fair. That's fair. And
While
while you're
we
there,
watch Survivor.
while you're on there, make sure you purchase Mario Party Superstars.
True.
Yeah, I'm gonna read into that. If it's properly fixed for online, I'm totally down. And one thing I want to know: can we do multiplayer on the same system?
Right.
And go online?
That's what it was. Oh my god, yes, thank you. That's what the problem was with the new release. When you could play the full boards online, you could only have one person playing per console, which is so stupid.
Yeah, because like I'd love just to be able to, like, if me and Megan want to play with like you guys, like
Yeah.
I want to be able to both play in the same system and go online. Like that's a pretty basic function of a lot of games.
Why do you have two Joy-Cons if you can't play both people? Like it's
And you have to use the Joy-Con, and you can only use one Joy-Con when you play the game.
Yeah.
So it's like, if that's the case, like let me take both of them off and we both play together and we play online. Because like it's not like I'm gonna play a board game with two of us like at home. Like
as one person. Yeah.
We're gonna murder each other. We live in the same house. We spent like almost like a year and a half in lockdown with like being stuck in this house. If we played Mario Party, we probably would have killed each other by now. Like,
I don't know how you haven't killed each other without Mario Party.
More so how she hasn't killed me yet.
Obviously that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no definitive answer of that yet, but a lot of people are thinking that it's going to be two people to be able to play on the same console at the same time and online. It doesn't say anything about the controllers or anything like that, but which they need to do because you have the party modes, right? Like the game modes that you need both of you be able to play, right? So
yeah, exactly.
I'm sure they fixed that. I would hope they would have.
Yeah.
But we shall see. Just other gaming news real quick. Far Cry 6, a cool little marketing thing they're doing right now is if you stop playing for a while, they send you an email from like the villain from the game. And the villain in the game just says, "What? You just giving up and stuff? Come at me, bro!" Like stuff like that.
Like
maybe not in those words.
To play the game.
Yeah, smack talks you to try to get you back into the game to beat them. They're like, "You can't beat me. You're pathetic." And it's what's his name? Giancarlo Espiotis. I can't pronounce his name, but you'd all recognize. You'd recognize him when you saw him.
Yeah, it's
the guy Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
Mandalorian. All those guys. That guy.
Mm-hmm.
He plays Gus in Breaking Bad, and
Moff Gideon.
Moff Gideon. That's what he does. Yeah.
Yeah, he plays the bad guy in Far Cry 6. Big announcement from Rockstar. They announced the GTA trilogy remaster that nobody asked for.
Fun.
Hey, you know what? It wasn't Grand Theft Auto 5 for the 4,000th time. So
it was. So they announced that a while ago. They
already did that
a month ago. No, but yeah, we're getting GTA 3, Los Santos, and
Ballad
the
of
other
Gay
one,
Tony.
Vice City, all remastered as one package. Even though everyone just wants Grand Theft Auto 4 remastered,
Nico, my cousin.
Yeah, that's what everybody wants. Everyone just wants to be able to play Nico again,
Yeah.
and either shoot his girlfriend or his brother or his cousin. Who knows? It's your choice.
I
Mm-hmm.
remember, I think we played that online together years ago, like me, you, and Dave White, and all we ended up doing is chasing each other down with rocket launchers and killing each other over and over and over again.
One of the major things I remember ever playing is when I bought Mitch's Xbox
Yeah.
360 or whatever it was, and I moved it up to my room. So Mitch would play it every once in a while and just start yelling at like in the middle of the night. And I'm downstairs or whatever watching TV, and then I just hear doors slamming, and Steph comes, just like, slams the door on him. I was like, "Fuck!"
Like, just shut up.
Because that's when like Gears of War is out and like all that stuff. So and call it Modern Warfare 2, the 1st one, the first Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, that's like 20 years ago.
It feels like that, yeah. Realistically, it was only like 10, but
no,
I think it was like 11.
Wasn't. No,
maybe 11 or 12 years, but
because 10 years ago was 2011.
yeah.
We were like finishing college and stuff at that point.
Yeah, I graduated in 2010, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I took over the Duke in 2012, so in June 2012.
So it would have been like 12 years ago, probably.
Almost, yeah.
That's
crazy.
We're old.
Everyone, we're old. We're old, Greg.
Who let that happen? Did you say we're old, Greg?
I'm old, Greg.
But yeah, that's what I got going on. Not really anything, you know. Such is life. What are you up to these days, Steph? What are you watching? What are you watching, reading, listening, music?
So
stuff?
I've been watching. Well, you guys probably talked about it last week. I was watching, obviously, Only Murders in the Building. Finished that off, so that was pretty fun.
What'd we think?
I enjoyed it.
Have you watched it?
Yep.
You finished it?
I am so rattled by that ending because it was the biggest tease of all goddamn time.
Oh my god! Right?
Okay, I mean, they did a good job. I want more.
So. Yeah. So what did you say? What were you saying, Steph?
Well, overall, I know, and I've talked about the show before. Overall, I flippin'. Oh, we can swear. I fucking love the dynamic of Martin Short and Steve Martin, always, like in everything that they do together, but this is extra funny for whatever reason. They're really leaning into like the old man thing, which I love. Can't stand the way Selena Gomez talks, but it's okay. You kind of get used to it, I guess, to a point. Like even in the last episode, though, when she said that thing to Bunny where she's like, "Oh, you're the back to being the most hated whatever, you old bitch," or whatever. She said something really aggressive, and just the way
you old bitch, like, and there's I get what you're saying. There's something weird about like her drawl or something, the way that she says things. It's like
it's like she's not opening her mouth enough for the sound to come out properly, or something super weird. I don't know what it is, but
talking from here, like as I gesture towards my throat.
Yeah.
Hey man,
and narrate my actions.
So that drove me crazy the whole season, but otherwise, like their dynamic as a trio is pretty great. Last episode specifically, obviously huge cliffhanger, super excited for the next season. I think it's going to be really good. I hope they make another podcast about it. If they can.
Well, I would assume
that
the whole show is like I said last episode, for those who didn't listen, it was good. I enjoyed it. The other thing is I hate Tina Fey, so hopefully she's never back. She doesn't come back anymore. Yes.
Okay.
I feel like she's overly dramatic acting for no reason.
Yeah.
She does play herself as a character a lot. Like she plays the same shtick of a character, I think. Like we had just watched Great News, and watched through that, and like when she plays her bossy kind of character in that, it's always that same kind of that same.
Like I get it. It's like it's the whole style of this show is them just being overly charismatic in those scenes. Like the three, like the older guys, like Steve Martin, that's their character. While they're trying to show with Selena Gomez's character is the nonchalantness and the non-giving a shit kind of attitude.
The cool one. Yeah.
Yeah. Like they're just of that generation, even though she's the same age as us. Still, even though if we grew up in New York, I'm sure we'd be this very similar and not give a shit about anything anybody
Probably,
says.
yeah.
New York's a hard city, apparently. Anyways, I just don't know. I just feel like I'm done with Tina Fey. But then again, I haven't seen her do anything in a long time, so that's just me.
So done with Tina Fey. I love Tina Fey, but I hated her character in this. And I think during the show, like over the whole season, you're supposed to not like her.
Yeah.
Right? Well, at the beginning, I think you are. Like, she's this amazing podcast, like true
That's
crime
who
person,
they
and you
look up
learn
to,
that-
and then they realize she's kind of just
yeah, as soon as she got that like $30 million deal or whatever it was,
she was a sellout.
yeah, and then that whole last scene with her, I was just like, no, you're annoying. I totally agree with you. Because yeah, you did write that. You said it earlier in the season. We get it, but you don't need to like freak out about it. It was awkward. But I did love the joke, the little stab at LaCroix, the stupid sparkling water. Ronnie will know why.
Did that trigger some PTSD for you?
Just a little bit. I was like, okay, like LaCroix. I haven't heard that name in quite a while.
I think Megan actually laughed when they said LaCroix as well. Like exact same like gut reaction.
Yeah, just like nope. If I never have to talk about that beverage ever again, I'll be very happy.
Well, it's a good thing it's not very popular in Canada.
No, it's very expensive.
At least in this part of Ontario.
But yeah, other than that, just watching Masked Singer also happening right now. Actually, not tonight. There isn't an episode tonight, but watching that. I've been reading this book. I can't remember if I talked about it on here at all, but a really kind of jokes book that I was given as a joke because we saw billboard advertisements for it on our way to Wawa. Yeah.
Yeah, we've talked about it.
Minnow Trap 2. Yeah, so still working my way through that. It's a slow process.
Did you buy the first one?
I have not bought the first one yet. I will though. I have to.
Go reading the sequel before the first one. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Well, he only had one advertisement the whole time. So like maybe if he advertised both. But
that's fair.
I was just convinced there actually wasn't a first one. So yeah,
maybe you never know. Maybe you never know. I mean, they released episode 4, 5, and 6 of Star Wars first, so you never really understand how they do things. That is a
really good point. And one thing I wanted to say earlier about game playing, I haven't been playing any, but at work, our controllers for the robots are very similar. Like one of the joysticks does the like forward backward motion and the other one does the up and down motion. And I've had to drive them a lot more at work. So I feel like next time I try to play a video game that involves that, it will go a lot smoother than that time at your house when I screamed at Resident Evil.
Well, there you go. Now it just means you have to get into different games than the Switch has, which means you have to buy a new system. So I mean, PS5 is out there, so
it's never gonna happen.
It's not really out there, but it's out there.
Are they though?
My coworker Zach just bought one at Shoppers like 2 days ago out of nowhere. He just went in to get like freaking allergy medicine or something.
Yeah, they're just popping up everywhere now.
Yeah, some other guy was buying one, and he's like, "Do you have more?"
Yeah. So sometimes they just show up now. Like it is getting a little bit more easier to buy now. They've actually outsold Nintendo Switch this year.
That's crazy.
That I read, which is kind of crazy because the Switch was all like crazy last year.
Well, it went crazy in 2020, right? Yeah, everyone. That's when I got mine. So, yeah. I did. Yes, that's true. I did.
One sits in my house and doesn't do anything. That's not true. I play it every once in a while.
We'll have to play some golf this weekend.
Yeah, I do like golf. I do enjoy golf. I don't like the super rush part of it, but I do enjoy golf.
I haven't even tried yet, but we'll see.
Well, I play as King Bomb, and I just drop bombs everywhere, and I didn't know that for the longest time. So let's see. Now I'm going to interrupt
bombs. It's because you the bomb, bro.
King Bomb. I am the King Bomb. All right. Well, we got anything else to Ronnie? You got anything out there to promote, share, tell people to buy?
Tell people to buy. Oh man, no, I'm not selling nothing.
Oh, okay,
don't believe what they say. No, I mean, all I really do with my time right now is sit here painting Warhammer shit when I got the time. I normally do it on stream, but it's been a while since I've done it, so I'll probably start doing that again.
Nice. Where can they find you? What is your Twitter? No,
What's your
that's not
Twitch
it.
handle?
Twitch handle.
It's twitch.tv/albunk, ALBUNK.
Nice.
That name means nothing to anybody except for it's an OG World of Warcraft character name that's followed me for 20 plus years almost. So.
Hey, you gotta stick with what works. Stick. Oh my God, Alex, learn how to speak English. It's a thing of our problem here. Wow. Okay.
Yep.
I think it's time to leave that alone there. So this was episode 51. So next week, stay tuned for episode 52. That's a full year of this goddamn podcast.
This podcast. That's when you rebrand it to a religious cast.
Yeah, we got big plans for the future and no plans for next week. So, which makes no sense. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Maybe that's what it will be called next time. Who knows? Well, thank you for joining me, ladies and gentlemen. You're more than one people now.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And there's some things I was gonna ask, but it would just go downhill that we just don't need to talk about right now. So, but anyways, yeah, it was great. Anyways, as always, let us know what you think of the topics we talked about. Let us know what you want to hear, talk about, read, listen. If you want me to stop talking and mumbling all this time, let me know. That's cool. All right. Till next time. That's Steph. That's Ronnie. I'm Alex. Matt's dead in the universe. And we'll talk to you later. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye now. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye now. Goodbye.
And oh my God.